Okay, let's see if we can... Brotherhood of... Ritual Chamber. Yeah, I'll do that. Not sure if we... Well, we're not exactly low-level characters. Unless it's something exceptionally hard, we should be able to handle it one way or another. And more importantly, I'd like to do something if I can help it. A voice from behind the door yells at you, "Go away! You have no business here. I mean, you're not even wearing... Oh, just go away, will you?" Who exactly is selling us black rubes? So we'll just continue on. Market District probably has someone who's selling them. Why is it... It's night time, right? I really wish it wasn't. Everything's just sort of dark grey and unpleasant to look at. I already rested once, but it didn't really change anything. Anything here? Nope, not really. Cool crypts. Guess we'll just leave. We'll definitely keep this in mind. We can enter certain locations directly. Excellent. Black Eye Tavern. I'll go back at the start. Expand from there. Since we can't do the ferret thing, we might as well start at the beginning. It's much more likely that the early part of the game has some kind of connection we can go after. I mean, it's right outside the starting area. This. Gregory. Mark. Behave yourself and there won't be any trouble. Ooh, our party is there. Took their places here. So this could be some kind of a base tavern. Your arrival in Westgate, yeah? I'll want a drink or something. We don't have a dancer to look at anymore, but our beverages are as sweet as ever. Who are you? I am Little Davy. This is my tavern. If you want to fight, make sure you clean up the mess when you're done. No glass or plates, and if I catch sight of one, you might just end up beating the Quelzarn. Beating the Quelzarn? You haven't heard of the Quelzarn? Imagine a giant snake some 40 feet long that can paralyze with a glance and swallow an elf whole. It doesn't normally attack ships, but it'll make quick work of any foolish enough to find themselves in the deep waters of the harbor. What happened to your dancer? Dimples? Well, she just stopped showing up for work one night. A lot of people have been asking for her ever since, and I just keep telling them I haven't the slightest clue where she is. My brother Marv knows more about the situation than I do. Talk to him if you want to find out more. Who are you? I'm Little Davy. This is my tavern. If you want to... want to ask you something. I ain't no... I ain't one for chit-chat, missus. Far too busy serving up ale to be standing around pandering to you curious adventuring folk. If you felt like wetting my tongue, on the other hand... What are you drinking? Now that you mention it, a tankard of Tanagir stout would go down a treat. It's thirsty work standing around here, fighting, serving, and drinking all day long. Aye, that'll be 5 gold then. Very well, enjoy. The tavern owner throws back the stout with frightening speed, smacking his lips in appreciation. Much obliged, stranger. That tasted just as good as the last. Now, where were we? You had some questions. Who's the blonde-haired man over there? That'll be Mantides. Really? Mantide? Ugh. A bloody sad tale is his. He used to be a paladin of the Morning Lord. A great tragedy befell him, and he now spends all his time drowning himself in drink. He still knows how to fight, even put Gregory down in a brawl recently. Ain't many folk done that. What's the scoop on this guild war? A group of bloody fools calling themselves the Ebon Claws has decided to take on the Night Mask. Just like all the rest, these Ebon Claws won't last. The Night Mask rule Westgate's underworld with an iron fist. What do you know about the Night Masks? They more or less control the city. The thing to remember about the mask is that anyone you meet in Westgate could be a member. Better to get on the wrong side of the watch than offend an agent of the Night Mask. Heard any interesting rumors? There's enough gossip and intrigue in Westgate to fill a great rift. The Great Rift. Most of the talk in the city seems to be about this guild war though. Rumor has it that the Ebon Claws are based somewhere here in the harbor loop. That's enough for now. Aye, those getting dry again. Anything else? So, Mantides. Well, what have we here, lads? The great Mantides. Wonder how it's supposed to be pronounced. Mantids? Mantids? Mantides. These Mantides, as far as I'm concerned. Not looking so shiny now, is he? Where's the sword, huh? You lost it? Maybe he sold it. Sold it to pay for more cheap ale, the drunken sod. How does it feel, eh? How does it feel to be no better than us? Worse than us, Creep. Worse than us. We never betrayed no god, did we? At least, I don't think we did. I never betrayed my god. If you come to have some sport, you're looking in the wrong place. I won't rise to it. Leave me in peace. Ah, oh, please, leave me in peace. What's the matter? Did they also take your manhood when they stripped your paladinness away? Don't hurt me, good sirs. I'm just a poor drunken eunuch and a traitor. Scrapes, I think you made him real mad. It's not a good idea to make him real mad. I mean, there's 3 of us and all, but... a eunuch? A traitor? I should teach you all a lesson. Feed you within an inch of your worthless lives. Easy there, friend. These men are drunk and speaking nonsense. You're right. These wretches lead miserable enough lives. This is what pass for their entertainment. There's nothing to gain in sending them home to their wives drunk and battered. He's a coward. No point wasting our time kicking a wounded dog. Come on, lads, let's go.
If you hadn't stepped in, I'd be nursing bruised knuckles by now. Not that the wretches didn't deserve it. I guess I should thank you. Although I'd have enjoyed putting Screeb's head through a table. I am Mantides, formerly paladin and champion of the Morning Lord Lathander. There used to be a time when it hurt to admit that. Now the only revelation a new day brings is a blinding headache from the night before. It's easier that way. Easier to forget.
Of course, all the good blonde people in this group are blonde. About good people. I'd be interested in hearing more of your tale. I'd like to help.
You'd like to help? It's amazing how little one hears that in Westgate, unless the help in question involves making gold, inflicting pain, or both. Now I'm intrigued. Who are you, stranger?
My name is Galedia Melthather.
Not a name I've heard mention of in Westgate before. You're new to the city, then. I don't recognize you, but I swear that your companion there is familiar, somehow. Have we met?
I, wouldn't have thought so. I left the city 3 years ago. Just after the Sword Lane business, actually. And haven't been back since. I guess we could have bumped into each other before that, but I don't remember it.
The Sword Lane business?
Yes, Sword Lane. 8 men and women, all night masks, cut down by a rampaging warrior in the middle of broad daylight. The Watch were still trying to remove the bloodstains when I left the city.
Blood on the floor. Blood on my armor. I had it scrapped. A damned shame, it was worth a small fortune. I killed them all, butchered them like animals. One of them hadn't even seen his 18th year, but he died like the rest.
Yeah, easy there, Anakin. If they were night masks, surely it was justified.
I don't wish to speak of this any further. Perhaps when I get to know you better. Tell me, why are you in Westgate?
I'm here to investigate a cursed domino mask.
That's a night mask symbol. How? No, that's not important. If you wish to find the source of this mask's curse, you will need help. The night masks and I have unfinished business. I wish to lend you my sword. I might not be the fighter of old, but few are my equal, even now.
I don't think that's a good idea. More people means a smaller share for...
You. Now I remember. There were 9, but 1 escaped. You evaded Dawnbringer time and again, even as the rest fell. It must be you. I remember those eyes. I should run you through here and now.
I definitely have more work to do on this disguise. Look, Mantides, I'm as much a night mask as you are a paladin. We both left our old professions behind years ago. Besides, I was never involved in... whatever it was that led to your actions.
You may not have been responsible for what happened, but I cannot be sure. For the moment, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Just know that I'll be watching you. Shall we leave?
Let's get going. Mantides.
Direct me.
Mantides. Are you... Neutral good. We should still get along just fine, as long as we can keep his murderous tendencies in check. Do we have anything that could be a... Doesn't have to be a blonde or anything, but some kind of a warrior? I suppose that he's just a fighter now. Hmm. Cold Iron Greatsword. No shield for you. Bandit Mail. It's not great. It's something. Cold Iron should be a good weapon against certain creatures. He's gonna be a better fighter than any of the rest of us. Yeah, it's weapon focus and specialization Greatsword. Right. So we have our
We're
team.
ready.
I want to talk to Man-Tides.
Well met.
The albeit fellow is an odious sort. I'd rather deal with him than Tilana. It's fortunate that he wasn't around back when she banished me. I can only hope her return is delayed long enough for us to finish our business with Obed. A meeting between us could be unpleasant. Wasn't his name O-Pig at some point? So his real name is Obed. I never catched onto that. This is something you wish to discuss. Have you attempted to reclaim your paladinhood? I've thought about starting again, but how? What I did can never be forgiven. The Night Mask at Sword Lane were young and yet to be sullied by evil deeds. One of them was only 17. A Thunder could never forgive what I've done. To be serious, in a city like this, probably kids very young are getting mixed up in all kinds of things. A 17-year-old could have a long career already. Perhaps truly, the Thunderer was never the god I believed him to be. Why else would he allow such terrible deeds to happen? Why did he not warn me? Those are questions I ask myself too often. Drink provides a welcome distraction. Your questioning does little to lift my spirits. I can see it's either suffering low spirits in your company or drowning myself in them without. What else did you want to know? Tell me more about Sword Lane. You won't let this lie, will you? I was sent to Sword Lane on church business, to investigate rumors that a group of Night Masks were using an abandoned warehouse there as a safe house. Domino Mask crawled on the door, confirmed it almost immediately. I could hear voices from within the warehouse. I should have stopped there and reported back to Tilana at Morning Star Haven. I should have. The fire was in my blood, and the need for vengeance was too great to resist. There were 9 of them, but I was fully armored and my sword cut through 3 of them while the door was still clattering on the floor. Most were untrained, and they offered no real resistance, even once their blades were out. I slaughtered them all but one. And I guess we should all be grateful for that. You were so preoccupied with setting your rage that it would have been easy enough to slip a dagger in your back. Still, why risk my own hide? I wanted out anyway, from the room and the organization. You did me no favors by staying your hand, Winara. I've come to realize that my actions that day were no better than those of an orc savage, down pillaging and murdering from the spine of the world. You should have stopped me. What did the night masks do to you? They took the one person I cherished more than anything else in this mortal realm. Sheni, my lover and partner, was more secure in her faith of her deity, more capable of compromise. I was young and too impetuous. Sheni was the better half of our relationship, which is why they targeted her instead of me. She defeated one surprise attack, sending her attackers fleeing into the night. I shouldn't have let her out of my sight after that, however capable she was. Alas, our differing fates meant we could never be with each other all the time. The Sheni was on a mission for the Church of Meliki. When she disappeared, I never found out what was done to her, but it can be none other than the Nice Masks who were responsible. Seriously? It's a reasonable assumption, but it's still a pretty big leap of logic there. It's the not knowing that fueled my rage at Sword Lane. I grieved for her and my mind wouldn't stop playing ghastly images of what terrible fate my love had endured. Yep. Let's go. What are your
steel shall lead
stats?
the way.
Sort of all over the place. These nice physical stats though.
Follow me.
Captain Merrick.
Oh, excellent. Another lubber come to hear me tales o' wit. Well, grab a mug and pull up a chair. But shut your trap in any case. I'm just coming to the good part. So, I was beating him hard about, and he says to me, "Oi, stop, Captain. I'll give him up." The one who did it was one of me mates with a wooden leg named Farva. And you know what I did? You know what I did? Well, I'll tell ye dogs I will. I gave him a quick bag in the face and said, "That don't mean nothing to me, you scurvy knave. What's the name of his other leg?" Ha! I had ye lot going, I did, ye dirty wags. Right then, lubber, you're stealing me light, and ye don't look to be giving it back any time soon. What can Captain Merrig do for ye today?
What sort of business are you in?
Well, if you're with the town guards, I'm a pirate hunter. If you're not, then I'm into anything that's, shall we say, lucrative.
You didn't even check to see if I was in the town guard before admitting that.
Aye, that's true. I guess that either means I'm stupid or I just ain't too worried about the guard. Now, I hates to be ungentlemanly and all that, but I notice you're still here. There's something to all this? Pah.
Sorry for disturbing. So, is that it? Okay. I want to talk to you about Dimples. We don't dance here no more. We got an opening if you're interested. Maybe we could set up a rehearsal. I'm not here to take her job, I'm here to help you find her. Really? What are you, some kind of adventurer? So it's like I'm sending you on a quest. The quest to find Dimples the dancer. Just like in the storybooks. Yes, but I need more information if I'm going to go on this quest. I'd just like to know what happened to her, to tell the truth. Always figured she'd quit eventually. It was too classy for this place. I just wish she would have said something before she left. Makes me worry about her. When did you last see her? It was 10 days ago. She took her usual shift dancing here at the Black Eye. Nothing peculiar at all. I offered to walk her home tonight like I always did, and she turned me down like she always did. Just this once I wish she would have taken me up on my offer. Dang, Dimples was always so private, and I was even knew where she lived. Like she didn't want customers finding out. What does Dimples look like? She's got a tall, athletic build, not like none of those soft dancers you see jiggling themselves all around. Real pretty face too, and long brown hair, shiny as anything you ever seen. And Dimples? Yeah, now that you mention it, she did have real pretty dimples on her cheeks. Hey, I guess that's how she got her name, huh? Well, no shit, Marv. Alright, that's enough information about... No. That's enough information about Dimples. If you see her around, tell her we want her back, would you? Or at least let me know what happened to her. I can't take not knowing. My first guess would be the woman dancing in the guard room. I mean, it would. Uh, she was dancing. She had a broken or hurt ankle, and there would be a clear reason why she wouldn't want anyone to know she was dancing here, because she works as a guard, has an athletic build. Yeah, it all fits very nicely there. It's probably it. Salty Jack. And ahoy, scurvy dog! You've the look of a newcomer, you do. I can practically smell the wet behind the ears. Well, if ye be intending to spend any measure of time on this ship, matey, ye'd better listen and listen good. Old Jack, he's just waiting to give ye a bit of advice. It's best to watch your back aboard the Westgate. Not all the crew aboard this fine vessel be honest folk. Did I just hear you refer to Westgate as a ship? Aye, and a fine vessel she do be. Why, I've captained this ship for as long as I can remember. We braved storms and squalls and squids and squirrels and all manner of frightful creatures beyond your wildest dreams. Arr, and if it hadn't been for my good friend Quark's help, we would all be long dead. He gestures with a nod of his head at a location several feet away. Quark's got a sixth sense, he does. He can listen to the wind and foresee storms, and sometimes, when the mood is right, he can even juggle. Uh, I'm sorry, but who are you talking about? Why, Quark, of course. Be blind, matey. He be right there, right in front of your nose. Ye almost step on him when ye first arrived. He points toward the ground at his feet, seemingly his own shadow. Are you talking about your shadow? Why, what? This Quark you're pointing at, and this rude to point, ye dog. He jabs a gnarled finger in your direction accusingly. My apologies. Aye, you'd better apologize for all Quarks here. He'll rip you to shreds or eat you or worse. Salty Jack demonstrates by gnawing animatedly on his own scrawny arm. Yeah, enough of this foolishness. I have better things to do. Farewell. Ahoy there, woman. I won't beat about your metaphoric bush. I do be needing a gold piece. Here you are. Salty Jack looks at your outstretched hand in shock and slowly takes the gold piece. Maybe I should be trying this tactic more often. I like this place. Everyone's some kind of a scammer or a beggar or something. Good way to constantly trickle gold away, exchange for nothing. Statue of King Veravan. The statue of King Veravan is the victim of time and vandalism. Its missing head and the obscene graffiti chiseled into its surface attest to the popularity of Westgate's last king. Read the inscription. May the statue stand eternally in honor of our great and rightful ruler, King Vervan of the Aeon Lorn Desar dynasty. Let all who pass before our grace's image revere it as they would the king himself. Got 50 experience points out of another narrow alley.
Direct me.
Ready.
Yes, maybe it's not just vandalism. This twisting maze of alleys is home to the poorest and most wretched of Westgate's underclass. You have no reason to want to enter this place. Good to know. What is this? Beggar woman. Excuse me, could you tell me how I might find Morningstar Haven? What do you want with that place, woman? They probably won't even let you in wearing those rags of yours. If I'm wearing rags, it's only because of you, murderer. What in the hells are you talking about, woman? I thought you looked like the Lady of Shivs. I had to see you up close and hear your voice to be sure. You're the one who killed Danton and condemned me to a life of poverty in the process, you witch! How can you be sure this is the so-called Lady of Shivs? Well, I guess I can't be sure. The voice sounds the same, and she sure looks like the Lady of Shivs from a distance. Still, maybe I was wrong. Sometimes I just want to find her so bad. Get back at her for what she did. Maybe you should ask yourself how your husband came into contact with such an evil character. Maybe he wasn't such a good guy himself. Oh, I never said he was a good guy. He was mine, and the money he brought in kept me clothed and fed. Oh, that's gone now thanks to the Lady of Shivs. Hmm. Influence. It's another one of those systems that's
If you need something looted, I'm your woman.
it's
Yes.
it's not tracked down in any kind of actual numbers on the character sheet, and it's way too abstract. It's hard to say if you're doing well or badly, really, or how well you're doing, rather. You're probably positive, but we have no scale, so it means jack shit. Traffic dog. There's something wrong with this dog. Foam lines its mouth and its eyes are bloodshot and opened wide. It snarls menacingly at your approach, revealing blood-stained teeth. Slowly back away. Hmm, some kind of ranger or druid might be able to communicate with it. Or we might find some person who might be able to offer some assistance. I don't see how I could calm it down. I'll probably just lead to a fight. Harbor Master.
What can I do for you?
State your name and business and please be brief. I've got 1,000 things to do today. Honestly, I don't know how the regular Harbor Master manages to do everything that needs to be done. So you're the acting Harbor Master? Yes, name is Grin. Harbor Master Langley has taken ill, so they foisted his responsibility on me. So you can see I'm very busy. Please state your business. No business. Routes of the Sea. Dragon's Flow.
I greet you.
Okay. Probably have a reason to come back here at some point. We'll deal with the dog at the same time then. We don't have a solution to the rabbitness, we'll just kill him. How do we? This grimy rag-sporting man ignores your approach. He seems to be counting gold pieces, and it appears he has quite a collection of them. 702, 703, 700... Hey, what are you looking at, woman? Good loss, eh? That's quite a substantial sum of gold pieces for a picker to have, isn't it? Ha! Well, woman, you've already fallen for my trick by assuming I'm a picker. Just because I wear rags and smell like a pile of troll dung doesn't mean I'm not filthy. Filthy rich, that is. The man cackles loudly at his play on words. So you're not really a picker? Oh, ask a little louder, will you? So that the whole district can hear. You bold attack of a drunken umberhawk. Is such a thing wherever to exist, woman? In response to your oh so subtly phrased question, I'm really only sort of a picker. You see, I chose this career path. You chose to be a picker. Why, after all, would anyone pick any other occupation when one can relax and be lazy all day while people drop money in your hat? I make a killing. I don't do a bit of work. It's about as safe a job as can be, and bothersome human interaction is kept to a bare minimum. It's a dream job, I'm telling you. So long as you don't mind the rags, that is. I myself always hated bathing, washing, dressing up all fancy and the like, so it's the best of both worlds for me. And did I mention the gold? I really do rake in the gold. It's you naive adventurer types mostly. You need something to do with all the gold you got from selling your latest dagger of doom or armor of invulnerability, and you need to do so in a way that will help someone, makes you feel good about yourselves, right? In any event, I've said enough. Get you gone, adventurer. I don't need your bloody gold. I have plenty to count as it is. Statue of a dragon of some sort. Though obviously not built to scale, the red dragon depicted in the statue is impressive. The ancient worm Kisondrath Isar, upon whose lair Westgate was built, slain by our founder Saldrenar the Seven Spells. This empty barrel smells faintly of rotting meat. Okay. We sort of have things that could be something. At the same time, we really have not that many quests. I'd really like to start doing something. Okuzo.
Hello.
Greetings, honored customer. Is there some way I can help you? The woman speaks haltingly, obviously self-conscious of the fresh cat scratch below her right eye. Greetings, my name is Galedia Melfer. Very nice to meet you. I'm Okuzo, owner and manager of Okuzo's Imports. I carry many fine items from the lands of Karatur, including exotic weaponry that may be of interest to one such as you. What happened to your eye? Oh, it's nothing. It is said that doing business in Westgate is like going to war. If so, then this is my battle scar. Do not concern yourself, it is not very painful. I'd like to hear the story behind it. Perhaps I can help you. It would shame me to ask for your help. Still, if you are interested, I will tell you what happened. I've been having some trouble with one of the merchant families. No one seemed to notice my little shop when I was selling only trinkets and a few exotic weapons. However, lately I have begun to import larger quantities of fragrance and spice. This has caused some of the families to start viewing me as a competitor. And that's when they started getting rough. Westgate is a cutthroat place to do business. House Erdo is attempting to buy me out, though I have no interest in selling. A few days ago a member of House Urdo came to the shop with a few of her henchmen in an attempt to intimidate me. Well, I once again refused their offer. She backhanded me across the face in her anger. Westgate should be more selective about what it imports, she said. The woman and her henchmen laughed when they saw that her ring had cut my cheek. They promised to return later to continue our negotiations. That's outrageous. Tell me who this person is so I can talk to her. I could not ask such a thing, but... Well, it would undoubtedly benefit me if this person felt I had the backing of a powerful adventurer such as yourself, especially since she is so well backed herself. The woman's name is Dahlia Erdo. She lives at her family estate in the Market Triangle. If you wish to speak with her, you might be able to find her there. I must warn you, this Dahlia Erdo is young and dangerous. She obviously has designs on leading House Erdo someday, though her thuggish ways are hardly befitting someone of high station. She has recruited several of the gladiators from the Quivering Thumb to serve as her personal henchmen. I'll be careful. I am glad. There's a saying where I am from. In a game of wits, the madman wins because he does not understand defeat. In my experience, this Dahlia Erdo is unpredictable and may not respond logically to whatever stance you choose to take with her. I am most grateful for your help. Since you have proven a friend to Okuzo's Imports, Okuzo's Imports will treat you in kind. From now on, you will find the best deals in Westgate right here. I vow. Can you tell me more about Dahlia? Why does she want to buy your shop? She simply wants to eliminate me as a competitor. Her family deals in the spice and fragrance trade. They want to snuff out my business before it truly becomes a threat. They would likely close down the shop and the people of Westgate would have no way to obtain the goods I offer. I'm not an important person in Westgate, but I have customers who would be disappointed if the shop closed. Tell me more about her henchmen. There are 3 of them who attend her constantly. All 3 are veterans of the arena, and much stronger than the average sellsword. They would have to be to have survived this long. Dahlia is no doubt paying an exorbitant price for their services. In fact, I have heard she pays more than she can truly afford. In any case, the 3 henchmen seem very content with their job, and very protective of their source of income. You think she is associated with the night mask? No more than any other merchant. While I do not like it, we all must pay some price to avoid their attention. That's an interesting way to put it. I doubt it goes beyond that, however. If this Dahlia Erdo had the backing of the Night Mask, my shop would have been burned to the ground by now, possibly with me in it. Well, seems like an interesting quest. Again, we have 1,800 gold, so we're not gonna buy anything but proper items for sale. 55,000. Adamantine katana. Mithril. Yeah, exotic weaponry. Ring of Jade. This is yeah, creates light. So nothing interesting really, but another quest that sounds like a proper quest. Statue of Kochi. That statue has been in my family for many generations. When I left my homeland of Wa, my father insisted I bring it with me to remind me of my origin. So the statue depicts one of your ancestors. No, it depicts Emperor Kochi, the first emperor of Wa. These 2 markings represent the emblems of the sacred wand and the moonlight arrow. Our legends tell us they were bestowed upon him by the spirit of Wa so that he might establish the first empire in all of Karatur. My family claims no relation to the first emperor, but we have long treasured this likeness of him. Though the fortunes of my family have waxed and waned over the years, we have always held on to the statue as a symbol of our heritage. Why did you leave? I wanted to make my own way in the world. Though I love my homeland, it is very isolated and resistant to change. It is hard for an individual to walk their own path there. I have explained it so many times to my father that now my words come from my mouth without thought. I think he believed sending the statue with me would make me miss my homeland more and bring me back sooner. But I have been gone for many years now. You're welcome to look around the shop as you like. Speak with me if is there any way I may help you. I suppose we might as well start with this, and the market district will probably have the black robes we need for the Ferret Society. We need to go to the market district anyway for another reason. I need to buy a proper weapon, and 1,800 should be good enough for a weapon. I don't think it really matters what it is. More concerned is it going to be slashing, piercing, or blunt. Burnt down house. Say, citizen, you wouldn't happen to have a toothpick with you. Seem to have gotten something stuck in my teeth. The watch guard picks vigorously inside his mouth with grimy fingers. Must have been that meat on a stick I bought this morning. Smells tasty enough. Come to think of it, I don't even know what kind of meat it was. Oh, what a ride. Aren't your teeth rather insignificant compared to the giant explosion that just gutted this house? Well, perhaps. What of it? You didn't say you had that toothpick, did you? Didn't catch your answer. You're with the city watch? Shouldn't you be rescuing people from the wreckage or something? Ah, this here is an abandoned house, woman. No need to worry, there's no one in there. What about that fire? Doesn't seem to be spreading. Looks like it's simmering down quite nicely, in fact. Maybe I'll be able to fabricate a toothpick from some of this debris. There's got to be some splinters down here somewhere. Shouldn't you at least go inside and check to make sure no one survived or needs rescuing? You're joking, I hope. In there? In that death trap? I already told you it's abandoned. Everybody knows that. No use risking my hide when I know there's no one to rescue. And as I said, if there was anyone in there, they're dead now. Well, I'm going in there to investigate while you stand out here and do nothing. Now look here. For your information, I am doing something. I'm actively monitoring the situation, and as part of this active monitoring, I'm going to be forced to ask you, innocent bystander that you are, to move along. Nothing to see here. Thin wisps of smoke rise from the smoldering ashes of what was once a heavy wooden door. I'll enter it. Boy, where do you think you're going? I don't care if you want to poke around in there, but don't expect me to come and save you. Enter. It's... What the fuck? Strange man near death. Pile of bones and ashes. Whoever this once was, nothing but ash and a few bones remain of them. You find a few pieces of sharp metal. This individual must have been carrying a blade of some sort at the time of his or her death. You search thoroughly through the ashes and bones, but find nothing of interest. The statue is covered in soot. It depicts a robed hooded man holding a staff. You notice a small protrusion at the base of the statue. When you slide it to the one side, it reveals a small hole. Perhaps it is a keyhole of some kind. You locate several sets of forged chain links attached to each other. This person must have worn a suit of armor and life. Healer's kit, rags, black rags, moldy bleeders of dust of disappearance. Greater invisibility is no use. Right. Lying in a crumpled heap on the ground is a somewhat nondescript looking man in scorched leather armor. His tanned skin is covered in a layer of soot and ash, and he is bleeding from several minor wounds. You can he appears to still be breathing. The man is unconscious and will require healing before there is any chance of his being able to speak.
Sure.
Sugar.
Toast was formed.
So badly wounded.
Bonaparte. Ready.
Barely
Everyone
injured.
attack!
Well met.
Man stirs and, after a moment, rises to his feet slowly and deliberately. Who are you? I'm Galadia Melvifer. Who are you? I don't know, but how can that be? You don't know? Man eyes widen in momentary panic. No, I have no idea. Gods, who are you? What is this place? He becomes aware of his wounds and of his surroundings. How did all this happen? Try to jog his memory with mentioning of the explosion and the charred remains in the statue. I don't remember any of that. Gosh, but what has happened to me? You seem to have developed some sort of amnesia. But what will I do? How is this possible? I can't afford to not know who I am. I fear that I'm in danger, woman. Well, someone did just try to burn you to a crisp, so that is probably a wise fear to have. You'll help me, won't you? Of course, I'll help you to the best of my ability. I appreciate that, woman. At least I'm not alone now, but how on Toril will I be able to remember? We could try to bring the city watch to this. Let him continue. I want to walk around this place. Perhaps something will jog my memory, and please don't leave. Yeah, I must stay here, and I think I'm going to need help doing whatever it is I must do. There's something else. I found a key in my pocket when you woke me. I didn't want to mention it until I knew you would help me. It seems to be made of stone. Maybe it will be useful. Keys do have tendency to open things that need opening, don't they? The statue, clearly. Can I take a look at you? Level 7 rogue. Ask your companions to try pulling his key, putting his key into the hole. As your companion wordlessly inserts the key into the base of the statue, rattling noises can be heard coming from beneath you. All at once, the statue slides aside to reveal a secret passage, a narrow, steeply winded stairway that descends into the darkness. Is a larger site or just a secret room? Arcane Cellar. Well. At least we finally have things to do.